back to the channel, Baja Queen 94. Stop what you're doing right now. Subscribe to the channel. Okay, now comment on the video down below. Let's start a conversation. Like the video, share the video, all the above. Today, I'm going to talk to y'all about the A$AP Rocky situation. Everybody knows right now he is being held in prison in Sweden. And before I get to all of that, I just want to just pause, pump brakes, go on back and identify who we talking about today, because I don't know, maybe you don't know. A$AP Rocky was born Rakim Mayers October the 3rd. I almost said my birthday. My birthday is October the 2nd. But he was born the day after. Everybody can't be born on the 2nd, 1988. He was born in Harlem. He is a rapper. He is a model. He's a music producer. He's really heavy in the fashion industry. And he's also been linked to the likes of Iggy Azalea and Kendall Jenner. A$AP Rocky came onto the scene in 2011 with his mixtape Long Live A$AP. And honestly, I immediately gravitated towards him because here he comes with the A$AP mob, goals in teeth, dark skin, strong jawbone, you know how I like, braids, the whole 90s aesthetics. And back in high school at that time, I was really big on the 90s look. Like, I thrifted like hell. I would be in that in Duckhead and all that stuff. Like, that was my thing. The situation at hand, for those that don't know, A$AP Rocky was over in Sweden to perform and things got a little hectic. 1 second, y'all watch.
Ey, lalo sokat A$AP Rocky. A$AP fucking Rocky är där och han...
So yeah, that's that. I'm glad he was able to get on tape that he was trying to de-escalate the situation. They said what really escalated the situation from A$AP being so calm was that a random woman walked up in the midst of this all and she pointed out that the guy that was harassing them at the time actually had touched her butt. And I guess that just kind of triggered something where it's like, we're not going to try to be peaceful with you because you've been on some bull all day. They decided to handle it the way they handled it. Things ended with A$AP Rocky being jailed over there. He says that he's being held in inhumane conditions where he's jailed next to an inmate that has mental issues that is actually throwing feces, and they aren't cleaning that up. He also says that his first few days of being there, he has only been given an apple a day to give nutrients to his body. That's the only thing they let him eat right now, which is, it's crazy. It really is. But one of the biggest things that is a problem is usually when Americans are imprisoned or jailed overseas in different countries, they are supposed to be allowed a consulate. And that person, I guess, is supposed to be able to be there, you know, to kind of regulate the situation, make sure it ain't no bull going on. And A$AP Rocky's camp has said that he was not granted that initially, and the time that he was granted a consulate, the both of them have been monitored the whole time by Swedish officials. That's not really fair, and A$AP has seen that as being an intimidation tactic. Back in 2016, in an interview with Time Out New York, A$AP Rocky was asked about the Ferguson situation and the Black Lives Matter movement, and he kind of distanced himself from it. In that interview, when asked about the Ferguson situation and the Black Lives Matter movement, A$AP Rocky stated, "Why? Because I'm black. So every time something happens because I'm black, I gotta stand up. What the am I, Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I don't want to talk about no Ferguson because I don't live out there. I live in Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these draws. I'm not doing anything outside of that. That's my life. So of course, after the statement from the Time Out New York interview was released, that set everything ablaze. Y'all know how the climate was back in 2016 with everything happening. Every way you turn, there was a situation of an unarmed black man being killed in every backyard in America. You had body camera footage of policemen taking advantage of their power as public servants. Him having a statement like that in a time where we needed unity, we needed to show that us as one poor, rich, middle class, artsy, conservative, we still need that today, but then more than ever. With all the controversy around that statement, he kind of tried to retract that statement by referring to the Black Lives Matter movement and what was going on with that call to action that they wanted him to have as an artist, as a bandwagon thing, and he said he was not with that. He then goes on to question, why are black lives only important when white people take them from us? A$AP Rocky in the interview also touched on something that is like very irritating when people are asking you about a situation and then you deflect from that situation by saying something about black on black crime, which to me is like a mirage for racists. It's kind of parallel to when you call a white person out on their racist book and they say something like, I can't be racist, my best friend is black. I can't be racist, I have biracial kids. So that don't mean anything. This is my comment on that, because there's a lot of people whose black friends allow them to say the N-word, because those black friends are only their friends because they feel like them having a friendship with the white person erases their blackness. Okay, you get where I'm going here? Just the same way as that white person that they're friends with feels like their friendship erases their racism. But racism can't be erased by anything outside yourself. You have to change your train of thought, how you see things. You can have 1 million black friends in the world and you can be a racist. I'm pretty sure plantation owners had a bunch of friends on the plantations that were out in the fields. So you having kids by and dating black people does not negate you from being a racist. It just doesn't. Where do you think light-skinned people came from? Plantation owners love black women, okay? How much of racism is erased from someone that is actively owning a plantation after they have a child by one of their workers? We not gonna act like they still ain't got these people going out picking cotton right now just because he like to stick his dipstick in some chocolate from time to time? Alright, okay, whatever. Y'all, okay, it's up to y'all. And that's why I feel like it was just a bad move as far as a PR team with not this type of representation in it. Yeah, he starts talking about black on black crime and how we need to focus on that instead of just zeroing in when crime happens in between a police officer or a white person being the aggressor to a black person, as if like it wasn't an epidemic. I just felt like it was just real necessary for me to put these statistics up. Right here are statistics from 2016, which is the year that these interviews had happened, where he claimed that violence among black people, black on black violence, was such a big deal that we need to focus on. And I just wanted you to just look at the numbers. What I'm seeing right here is that white on white crime, if you see like the aggressor is at the top, the victim is on the side. In 2016, there were 2,854 homicides that were white on white. If we scroll down, we're looking at the black on black crime, okay? And that year, as far as black on black crime and homicides, 2,570. One murder is one too many, because everybody's lives matter, no matter the race, no matter the sex, no matter the gender, no matter the area that they come from, no matter the nationality, the ethnicity. It's just one too many. But when you push the agenda that black on black crime is an issue that needs to be taken care of more than anything else, it's kind of making it seem like that number that I just read you should have been flipped. Like black on black crime should have been higher than white on white crime. It also takes the focus off of, well, maybe the reason why people within the same race dealing with other people within their same race, the level of violence, the level of deaths and altercations and all that stuff is gonna be pretty high. Guess why? Because most likely black people live around black people, just like most likely white people live around white people. Now it could be a mixture in there, but most likely people that look like each other live around each other. When you specify that black on black crime is an issue, it takes away that element of that common sense that maybe the reason why they have issues amongst each other a lot more than outside races is because they interact with each other more, which gives it chances for them to, you know, have more friction. It kind of implies that the reason why we got to focus on black crime is because black people are more inherently violent than any other race, and that's not true. Violence is not something that belongs to one race. It's a human thing. In the midst of all this going on with A$AP Rocky, I don't know who said, I don't know if he released something, I didn't see it, but the media is saying that A$AP Rocky is calling for the black community to basically save him from him being in prison. And a lot of the black community ain't with that. They not. They just like, but when they was killing us in the streets, you was in Soho though. We can't relate. He physically and background wise fits the description of an individual that would be affected by the Ferguson situation and what the Black Lives Matter movement is supposed to be protecting. So with that, the only difference that he pointed out was things like he lives in Soho, he lives in Beverly Hills, he's in fashion studios, he's in the music studios. Now, like, to me that just seems like you feel like your blackness is not important because of your wealth. And baby boy, anybody can get touched. I'm not here to tell you what you should do, because there is a change.org petition out for you to sign to help him get free. If you want to sign that petition, go do it. It makes sense to me. But if you don't, I ain't mad at you. I get it. When A$AP Rocky was at the Breakfast Club discussing what he said during the Time Out New York interview, the term self-interest came into play. Because perception is everything. If you don't see this every day, in Beverly Hills, you're not seeing everyday people getting shot down. In Soho, you're not seeing everybody getting shot down. But when you turn on the TV, you see people like you in the world getting harmed, getting killed. Just because you don't see it personally or you don't know anybody that's affecting firsthand, as a black man, you cannot separate yourself from that. Like I said earlier, anybody can get touched, and that is what happened. So I hope we've learned that lesson. And if we want to take self-interest and look at that as a negative thing for A$AP Rocky and his remarks in that Time Out New York interview, we gotta do the same and look at it for our response to his situation. If it was selfish for him to only look at things through his personal perspective during that specific time, then, and we wanted to say that was selfish of him, you saying specifically that you're not gonna help him get out of this situation because of remarks that he has said has angered you, it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. The way I'm looking at this situation is from a global standpoint. I don't know if y'all know it, but foreigners think Americans are the bottom of the bottom. It's so prevalent that when people go over there to other countries, people that get locked up from America go through what he's talking about he's going through right now. So I don't become the same thing as the people that we're coming down on. I'm gonna sign that petition, because to me, I mean, what if it end up being me one day? But yes, I get it. He said But it's not about him. It's bigger than that. It's an American thing. We already have this conversation over and over about how Africans from Africa that live in Africa look at African Americans differently, and they just see us as Americans, not African Americans. Like, it does not matter how much you don't agree with the president. It does not matter how much you don't agree with the rights. It does not matter how much you don't like it here in America. You were born here, you was raised here, you're an American. So at the end of the day, this is an American issue, because this has not only been with him, and it won't just stop with him. If you choose to not sign the petition, I totally understand. But I'm giving you my perspective on it as of why I'm going to do my part to make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. I think they said they have up to 2 weeks to keep him jailed to figure out, whether or not to press the charges of assault on him for the situation that happened in the video. And with that judgment comes 6 years of prison. And the conditions is already crazy in the holding facility that they got him in as of now. What you think prison is like? I just feel like something bad is gonna happen. I just feel like it's gonna be bad, and we just need to do our part so this doesn't happen to anybody else. Not asking you to be a ASAP Rocky fanatic. I'm not asking you to do all that. I'm not. I'm just saying, as an American, do your part so this doesn't happen to anybody else. Like the video, comment on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back with y'all very shortly. Y'all have a nice rest of your day.